Hey guys, this is not going to be a singing video. It's going to be kind of hard to talk about, but it needs to be done, so it will be. I'm here today to tell you guys the truth about self-harm and depression, and the difference between people who do it for attention and people who do it as a cry for help. Well, most commonly, if a person is cutting themselves, it's because they have things going on that they find they can't cope with, so they result to wanting to feel, well, for me, it was wanting to feel something rather than the hurt that I was feeling. So every time I cut, it would take away or kind of silence the emotional pain I was feeling, so I could focus on that physical release. And just to be completely honest, if you're watching this video and you are self-harming and you need someone to understand, first of all, you need to know that there is a really big difference between somebody understanding and somebody actually reaching out to get you help. One of the biggest mistakes I made when I was self-injuring was that I trusted the people who also self-harmed because I felt I could relate to them because we had the same kind of coping mechanism and whatnot. But the thing is, if you surround yourself, like, it's always good to have friends that understand, and if you can't talk to your parents, it's great to be able to talk to your friends. But if you're self-harming, could you really talk to those friends in the first place? Would you have gotten into the addiction if you could have expressed what you were feeling before things got so bad that you cut yourself or burnt yourself? And you have to take into perspective that people might find you absolutely interesting, so they'll stick with you for a while, but when it gets down to the really serious fact that you need help, those people most likely won't be there for you because they feel that if you get yourself help, then you won't understand, and you won't understand if they're still cutting themselves. So basically, it's always good, what I'm trying to say, it's always good to have friends that you can talk to, but when you're dealing with self-harm, I think you should go to a friend that will actually care and won't tell you that, oh, it's okay if you cut, I won't tell, just don't do it again. Just be careful and everything will be fine, we'll just keep it on the down low until you're comfortable, because as good as a friend as they're trying to be, and as well understanding as they're trying to be, that's not going to help you if you're doing the same thing over and over. And if you're in a position where you are cutting or burning and you don't have anybody you can talk to, so you're just kind of lost and every day feels like a daze, and waking up is the hardest challenge, waking up and facing what's making you so down and depressed, then you should know that there are other people out there that do it, and you are not crazy, and there is a huge difference between being crazy and needing help. Most often, people keep it in because they're ashamed of themselves. and they don't want to look at someone and have to show them, you know, this is what I did to myself, because I know I didn't want to tell anybody. I wanted to keep it as my coping mechanism in a way, and because of my stubbornness and my depression and the walls that I had built up, I suffered from self-harm for 3.5 years, and it started when I was 13 and didn't end until the beginning of my 16th year. I had asked for help before, but I didn't realize that I couldn't just depend on my counselor. I had to depend on myself, and I had to be the person that was going to face those demons that were taking over my life at the time. And I know just as well as anyone that if you have something that's absolutely eating you alive and you can't face it, I know that it's so very hard and difficult just to come to terms with the fact that you've letting yourself go so much. I mean, if you guys are out there and you're watching this and you've been where I've been and you know what it's like to cut and you understand what I'm saying, but you're still cutting, I want you to know that I have complete courage that you guys can get help for yourselves and help other people that you know that are struggling with this. I'm here if anybody needs to talk, and I understand, and I won't judge you. I'm not going to be one of the people that absolutely force you to get help, because that won't help. You have to understand that if you really want that help deep down, if you say you want it all you want, and you believe that you want it, but if you don't really have this strong pain just telling you that you can't take anymore, I mean, of course you've been there where if you've done this self-injury, you get to a point where you're like, I can't do this anymore, and I'm done, and then the next thing you know, you're picking up your blade again because it's always there to depend on. So, one of the things that most people hold back from is, you know, of course, getting help, because if you go to someone and tell them you're cutting, most people will be like, oh, you do it for attention. Just stupid crap that they won't even understand. But there are people out there, like teachers and therapists, that know people who have been through it, and they might even have been through it themselves personally, and they will help you help yourself. And I know that it's hard to help yourself, and I know that it's hard to open up when you think no one could ever possibly understand why you're depending on a razor or a knife or, you know, anything. And it doesn't make you weak, it makes you a person that has been so strong. If you're battling this and you're by yourself, if you feel completely alone, you should know that you've made it this far and that you're here for a reason. You shouldn't let yourself get so down that you have no hope left at all. Because even though you have been or are cutting right now, you are strong enough to know that something's wrong. So you're strong enough to get help. So please, please, the next time you see someone or hear about someone who is self-harming, go out of your way to help them, because I know as well as anybody that a smile can make all the difference in the world. If you take the time to talk to that person who feels so worthless and so alone and so pathetic, they'll really take it to heart. This video is getting really long, so I might make a part 2, but thanks for watching.